Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
I am not going to speak about the fact that young youths are not able to live well and to acquire anything in Jamaica without doing some form of illegal activities. Very interesting. There's a video that is going around with some young youths, one of whom met his fate down in Trelawny, to be more specific, in Albertown, right, in Jamaica here. And a lot of persons are actually talking about this video. And what they're talking about is how stupid these youths were to actually see a motor vehicle moving up the street and driving, coming all the way down, back on the same street on the right side. Now those who are from Jamaica and those who have actually come to Jamaica before would recognize that we drive on the left. So if a vehicle pulls up at your foot on the right side, then you're supposed to run, you understand? Whereas if it's a tinted vehicle, you understand, take care of yourself. Now persons have been talking about this, and I am actually looking at something a little bit more deep, and so I've chosen to come on the platform to share my thoughts. Recognize that youths of today, they're absent-minded. This is a true phenomenon that's actually going on, and it's as if they are not aware of anything that is going on around them. They are unable to sense danger. Let me explain why I think this is. Now, evolution by natural selection is real. I'm sure you've heard me speak about it in my other videos, if you've watched my other videos, right? And we are organisms. You see, organisms that thrive in hardship survive. Yes, that's a true phenomenon as well. Now, what we have been doing is we have been softening the environment for youths. It's not about these youths being stupid. I can promise you that most youths their age would fall victim to this situation and suffer the same fate because they are not vigilant. The lack of vigilance stems from somewhere. If you are any age 30, 40, look back at when you were young and you used to walk some long miles for probably hours. You were sensitized about certain things. You were sensitized regarding certain situations, right? You would take taxis and buses from one location to the next location, and even though some people fall victim to certain situations, the mass majority never did, because you would be looking for certain cues. The environment today has been softened. It's been softened to the degree wherein you have youths walking around as if, okay, I am bulletproof. Yes, and you will see more of these things happening. Why? Because it proves that the mind of the youths, we call them techno babies and whatnot, but recognize that the mind of the youths have become lazy. Human beings are not progressing mentally. I can tell you that. Human beings are regressing, because what the system is doing, it is moving us from a state of nature wherein our instinct, our natural instinct that we would normally have, is being suppressed. I can promise you that many persons under the age of 30 who would see this video, right, and laugh and say, oh, these young youths are stupid, oh my god, oh, them so fool, they would probably be in the same frame of mind should they be in the same situation. And that is truly sad. I remember how rigorously we were sensitized. We were taught not just to not eat from anybody, but if a car pull up your foot, run like hell. Take up your foot in your hand and run. You understand? Now, is it a case wherein things are not as bad as they were back then? Is it a case that today things are not so, crime rate is not so high? Is it a case wherein less people are dying and we are having a more peaceful society? No, we're not. We're having a more devastating society. More people are dying via the gun, via the knife, via machete, via kidnapping. Yeah. And at the end of the day, so since things have gotten worse, we would expect that our younger youths would be a little bit more vigilant. So, do you see where I'm going with this? The minds of our younger generation is regressing. It is not progressing at all. They are regressing, and this should be of concern. Let's look at another thing. In Jamaica, when I was in primary school, I'm talking about grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, I used to do research at the library. Do you remember those days when we used to have to go to the library and read books, and we had to comb through what is called encyclopedias, some big thick books. We had to comb through them to find the information. Now we have children being pampered in such a way whereby if you give them a book that is more than a quarter of an inch thick, it is being said that the book is too big for them. The book is too advanced for them, and this is being done at the high school level. We are rendering our youths docile. Let's say these were a group of good, upstanding youths standing on the side of the street, leaning on their vehicle, or on a vehicle. Gunmen step forward to actually harm them. What would have been the result? It would be the same result. Whether they're good, they're bad, whether they make, because let's not act as if good youths don't get killed. Let's not act as if good people don't get killed. Probably you come up in a wealthy family and your daddy have a car, and as you turn 16, 17, 18, you start driving thing. Man with man in Jamaica will kill you for that. You understand? Because we're boarded too high, they will kill you for that. You understand? But recognize that if it was just some regular youths, good youths, stand up right there, up on the side of the road, it would have been the same thing. Should somebody ambush them in such an obvious way to take their life, they would have suffered the same fate, and maybe even worse. Probably the three of them would have dropped the same place. You understand? But without making this video any longer, I just wanted to share my 2 pence on the situation. I'm going to make, in closing, I'm just going to say, parents, especially parents 30 years and over, you have a duty to your kids to educate them, to sensitize them. You understand? To help them to actually be able to recognize social cues. Social cues, not only in good environments, but also social cues that may actually arise in the worst environments as well. You understand? Or even to recognize when a certain normal behavior would change to abnormal within a normal environment. You see, educate your kids this way and you just may save their life.
The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. The bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world. Decent world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress